Alrighty, it's time as we begin at this point, our Sunday campaign that started in Planescape. As we have gone through some wild space, traversed through Doom space, fought space clowns, waved at Rose space, as we began plummeting towards this fissure in wild space where a new world has begun to be created. And has further and further been expanding. So, from high on the deck of your ship, you begin to make out the fascinating wonders of the new world. You look down upon strange mountain ranges, steaming volcanoes, and colorful forests that greet your eye all along its coast. Near at hand, a familiar sight from, last week comes into view. You see these floating towers of a college that themselves have traveled here, what you were told would be here as well from your bald tabaxi friend. But at a glance, it's clear that something is terribly wrong. This academy, maybe, is caught in a storm of thunder and lightning and floating stone boulders. And as you watch, you see more boulders drift up into the sky as if gravity had loosed its grip upon it. And so thus, as it is being grabbed and torn and downward, gravity itself seems to be also pulling up on it, as though its very gravitational field that would normally be in the middle has been thrown awry by the strange magics here. The entire school now is beginning to break into pieces. Without immediate help, it's clear that untold lives will be lost. A moment later, the same gravity storm washes over your ship. You feel the keel of your ship begin to move and rise, and your gravity plane that keeps everything working start to rupture. All right. So, attempting to do this, what would you like to navigate this? What would you like to do?
Nalen's at the controls, sort of using her mind to fight with whatever these forces are. All right, team, any ideas?
No, we should have gotten that liability coverage she offered. It was only 10 gold.
I'm gonna search for the equivalent of a life vest. I don't know what they have in the Astral Sea.
They got nothing.
They got nothing. Okay.
I do see over there. There's a gun. It has at least one bullet in it for you.
Maybe I think Kelly's going to try to use the sails to try and tilt the ship a bit to make it a little safer when we inevitably crash into this planet.
Okay. So, question. So you're trying to navigate by just trying to do the sails, because right now the gravity storm is moving. Yeah. So go ahead and I would say give me an athletics check as you pull on the sails.
All right. Here we go. 4?
Oh, God.
Okay. Fantastic.
No.
Sorry, I made a whole chart for your failures.
Oh, shoot.
Let's see here. There you are, D4s, my friends. Okay. Perfect. So, All right. With that, suddenly the ship's gravitational field ceases as it just plummets straight down.
Oh,
And
God.
then there's a spark as it reasserts itself, which causes you to rise immediately 30 feet back up at the same pace. So, as you're thrown. And I need Constitution saving throws from the butterflies
The butterflies?
in your stomach.
Oh.
Is that everyone or just Kennedy?
Everybody.
18.
Nice.
16.
Nice.
Sidekicks as well.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a sidekick on us.
Oh, natural 20 for Nayland.
It's a 16 for me. Stuff.
Hilbert got a nat 20 on his save.
Ooh.
He's got 14 plus. Both Stefan and I both got 16.
Swayzereth got 16.
Norman got 16.
Ooh, nice. Sounds like everybody got above a 14.
Yes.
Very nice. So, no nausea here. As you're able to retain, you breathe out just at the right time and then breathe back in as you find yourself rocketed by the storm. All right. What else?
Getting an idea from. Oh, go ahead, Phil.
I was just going to ask, so how do we have a sense of how much in danger are we at this point?
So you are caught up in the storm as well.
Mhm.
It could be very bad.
Okay. Alistair is cognizant of the how bad it is for the other group, but if like we are in danger, he can only do so much, and so he will focus on our ship
Okay.
unless he thinks that we have ourselves in hand.
Indeed. Well, yeah, I think as a party, you can determine if right now your point is to successfully try to aid this college or successfully try to leave it behind to its fate. Because either way, you're
Nayland
caught in the storm.
was just about to try. So her master plan, and so she'll be I mean, we're all connected through the ship, so I imagine that there's some inkling that everyone has that Nayland's about to swerve the controls. But she's wondering if we could get some kind of netting around the college. Could we use us and our sails as kind of like a parachute?
Netting around the whole college?
Well, yeah, tell me how big it is. I mean, we're on a big boat, right? It's not the size of a planet. It's a college.
Your boat's about 40 feet.
How big could a college be?
Oh, boy.
It's like a community college, right?
Sorry. The college is roughly around 200 by 200 feet.
Right.
Nope, 10 feet just went away.
Oh,
There goes a student.
Probably should have studied fly. How close are they? How far away is that ship?
We'll say about. Well, I think we're starting with this. We might say probably 3 span away, which means your spouse can do things.
Jesus. Okay.
Well, I
Comes
could
in.
make the sails larger. A web for such a purpose. But I could also try and snatch some students.
How many spell slots could I trade you, Matt, for me to cast Featherfall on the ship and the school?
No.
Okay.
No, Nayland, I could just work myself over there.
What is one of us over there going to do as the whole school is falling?
Well, we don't know if anybody can fly at school. But it's up to you.
It stands to reason that they don't have any more power than we do.
You could try. So your option could be to evacuate the school if you so desired.
Oh, I would be down for that. I kind of got the feeling that there'd be too many of them. But, I mean, I'll fly up to the school if I can.
Your ship is like it's long, but also like your hold is massive.
No, that doesn't have all these cannonballs in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, that's
Zoom
what I'm
bomb.
doing.
Okay, cool. So that's sort of the what you achieve is you're getting through the storm to safely try to help the college is the goal. Okay, so far we have one failure towards that goal, and what do you want to try to do to navigate the storm? So it's somewhat like a skill challenge. I hate using those words, but just to give you an idea, because we want it narrative. We don't want it. I want to use my whatever skill. We want it to have narrative things.
All right, well, if you have an go ahead.
I mean, I don't know the best time for him to do this, but Alistair, if he sees that you're going to start maneuvering towards the school, Alistair will get down on his knees, place his hands on the ship, and close his eyes, concentrate as hard as he can, and he's going to cast telekinesis
Okay.
in order to steady the ship, to basically try to make it go the way that Nayland is trying to steer it.
Yeah, mark off the spell slot. I'll give you a success.
Yeah.
What does this look like? Because your magic's wild.
Yeah. I think that he's in a moment here. He's gonna trust it. He doesn't have a whole lot of reason to, but he's in panic mode. So he does that, and he closes his eyes, and you see a portal on his chest open up again. But this time, instead of like a monster coming out, it's almost like a whole series of tentacles, like the ones that he uses for shield, come out and grasp parts of the ship and just sort of physically stabilize it, using him as an anchor.
Nice. I love that. As they are turning it, or exerting their own strange power in this gravity storm. And then, Nayland, why don't you go ahead and give me that navigation check, because that's basically what you're trying to do.
Okay, so what do I roll?
Okay. You're proficient in navigation, right?
I'm proficient in air vehicles.
Air vehicles. There we go. Yeah, so you give me a dex check with proficiency.
Got it. Uh, 16.
16. All right. So with that, you feel thus steadied. You're able to position the rudder's things to take advantage of the gravity strangeness itself, basically pushing the ship up so the gravity suddenly is behind it, and therefore pushing you away as though you're falling forward through the storm. Let's see. This would be to PW then.
How does the storm look? Like, is it just above us in like giant cloud? Or does it have like a
Sure.
manifestations? Okay.
It's all around you in dark purple clouds, lightning striking and seemingly attracted to and hitting your gravity plane. And caught up in it are now boulders that have been torn from the college that rise and fall erratically.
Okay. mechanics question then. If I wanted to use, so the storm is like a hole. So if I use dispel magic, it wouldn't necessarily it would get a cloud, not necessarily like the whole thing. It wouldn't be.
Yeah, it's not necessarily magical. This is more of a phenomenon of natural
Gotcha.
forces.
Okay. PW will leap down from the cannon and crawl up the mast like a clinky little spider. As he climbs up the sides of it, and then hold hands out to either side for the webs as his legs lock around the mast. So both of his hands will go out to left and right, and they will both cast web at the same time, making our sail even bigger. Trying to cover up any spots that maybe have been destroyed by the storm.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. That old net of success. As now you're with the larger sails, you now have a clearer, direct path right to the ship here as the webs actually almost solidify and seem to shine brighter in the strange storm. Then anybody can do the next one since we're at a new round.
All right, Kelly, you wanted to go hop on over and talk to him.
I mean, I could go over there and try to coordinate something. Yeah. And so how close are we to the ship at this point? Are we 30 feet away?
Yeah. I mean, sure. Yeah, your spell can work, yes.
Cool. All right. So I will go ahead and bamp over there using my Starlight Step and try to begin just talking people into coordinating a path.
Sure. You land, and as you do, one of the towers, packed with a dozen or more wizards, can see them screaming. They're suddenly torn free from the mooring, attaching it to the college plaza, and then it drifts away and vanishes from sight into the storm.
All right.
And as you look, you see other mages have gathered near Central Plaza, huddling for safety. One of them, an exhausted-looking man, looks at you, sees you and your ship as he starts waving frantically for you. As he does so, lightning flashes around the college, illuminating the giant ravenous lizard creatures that fly through the air, gnashing their jaws.
Come again?
Just got worse.
So you're saying that there are flying Tarrasques. Okay.
You can go to D&D Maps while your rest of friends are so stuck in a storm.
Yeah.
If I don't, does that count as closing my eyes?
All right.
No tier. Okay. It's a map. Okay, but so most of us are not on this map yet.
Right, it would just be Kelly currently.
Just me. All right. Where did I go? Where's my player? There I am.
There.
All right.
Can you do, Filbert?
Yep,
You
there I
help.
am. Okay. Well, I do have all my slippers of spider climbing, just for future reference. Oh gosh, I'm looking to get into cover first and foremost, to just get to a point where I can hide from these things, so I can do maybe on my next turn some coordination.
Okay. Yeah, since you land, that's when you can come to. And one sec.
Matter of fact, I think I got a pretty good idea of how I could do this.
Very good. And okay, so you're kind of getting ready there. Back on the ship, what do we want to do?
We see that Kelly landed. Or
Yes.
Oh.
And you can sort of see the flashing light. Your ship's still caught in the storm, so you have not kind of safely navigated it just yet.
Nayland's just going to try and stay in control of the ship, but she will send Adios to Perilous Weaver and Rosie to Alistair to try and they'll just offer help to whatever the two of them decide to do, if there's anything that they can help with.
I feel like if we're still trying to stabilize the ship, Alistair would just keep using telekinesis. It's a concentration spell, so he'll just keep that up. He's, if he had a way, I don't think he does, to get Filbert over onto the college to help, but I don't think Filbert doesn't have any way of getting over there himself, short of jumping, which I don't think we're in a good position to do.
There is like for like docking and stuff, there should be equipment for tethering the boat. I guess maybe Adios and Rosie will try to. Is there any way to attach our ship to someplace on the rock that the college is on?
Yeah, I would say if you want them to try to do that, they can make an athletics check to see what they can do.
All right.
I would have Filbert help with that.
All right.
He'll do his helpful action.
Nice.
So they'll get a D6 bonus to any rolls they make.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Man. Okay, 18, 19, 20 plus a D6. 22. In D&D Beyond I rolled acrobatics, but that's just because I needed the +2 for Rosie's athletics.
Perfect. So what was it again?
22.
22. Okay, with that, they are able to dock you, and you are now secured. All right. As you see what looks like these huge lizards look, and you can see globes of water now that have risen around, presumably from the planet below, that now swim around with schools of fish. That one of these large flying lizards come out with some of their mouth, and then they look at the size of the fish, very tiny, see some of these mages a lot bigger, and swoop down and grab two and just rip them, and blood kind of spurts over the group.
Ugh.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, see, anything else?
any of these newly discovered flying lizards headed our direction by chance?
Currently, it kind of appears they are circling the gathered mages at the center, seeing a really nice large school of fish in their mind to pick up and eat.
Gotcha. So they're kind of like circling over the middle of the where everybody's kind of huddled up.
Yeah.
How far away is that by chance? It's like 2 or 3. I guess now we're docked, so it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Cool. PW, legs locked around the mast, still, arms held up, is going to peek around the side of the sail and see those people get torn apart. Remember, when we lose, it's one less person to pay us for safe travel. And PW will reach out and put sickening radiance above where everyone is cowering on the ground so that it does not envelop them in its delightful glow, but that it gives a discouragement to the dive bombing.
Perfect.
Let's see, as PW's right side of green eye kind of opens up, and the light travels out and then expands into a ball of sickening radiance.
Ooh. Moves around. And so the students are there kind of gathered all in a circled area. And this globes move.
Just double checking size.
Yeah. You put it in the air there.
30-foot radius there. It is.
As it does seem to put them a little off of what you're doing. At that point, their lightning strikes are going everywhere around here. And incidentally, moving around here, Kelly, will be difficult terrain because you're suddenly very heavy and suddenly very light, as your kind of legs are just not working right because of the gravity. And this lightning surges through the area. Oh no. It strikes the area, strikes the water globe right near you. With that, surges of electrified water come across, kind of drenching you. I need a con save.
5.
Okay.
Pretty bad.
That would be a total of 10 lightning damage.
Is that from a spell?
No, that was from lightning literally hitting you.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm kind of going to a pseudo initiative here. So there's several mages right in the center there. I don't know what you'd like to do.
I know Kelly would like to go ahead and cast Elevated Sight. This will give her a 360-degree view from 120 feet up, and she can choose to go back and forth between her own vision and that vision.
Love it.
So it's almost like you're controlling yourself from a top-down third-person game or something. And so she's using this.
It
to
looks
try
like
and,
the map.
yeah, and she's using it to try and navigate around areas where the things are not going to see her, so that she can try to get people out without them getting flanked, so to speak. So it's basically just my own way of trying to make it a little easier to get some people out.
You got it. So currently got these, and they look exhausted, hardly able to move. The three that are here. And then from that position, you can clearly make out that unconscious are they're very much more decorative robes than the one you see. Are in the places I put them, as they are kind of just lying flat, passed out, but your vision can tell you they are alive.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had to refresh. All right. So yeah, I can go half movement here. So it's 5, 10, 15, and then 20. That's as far as I can move. And so I'm going to try and get this one guy up as part of my turn here. And that would be my full turn action.
Got it. All right. So this starts our first round, is I think on the college itself. Next.
I mean, I guess at this point, Alistair's going to try to get onto the college. I don't know if that just takes a turn or
Doc knows. It would be just movement, right?
Yeah, it's just movement.
okay.
So you can use your regular things.
Okay.
So here, I'll just draw on the map here. We'll make it brownish. So you're essentially docked
Oh, okay.
there.
Cool. All right, let me get myself on the map. There we go. Okay. So, all right. And these two things are up high in the air, yeah?
Yeah, you're very much protected by the sickening radiance right now.
Okay.
Because they just don't like it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Again, they're kind of instead going to the watery globes where there's fish, because they're mostly like being, like Alistair especially is like, oh, they're like predator behavior.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. And then these archmages are just, these are all spread out. Apologies. Were they the ones that are unconscious or the mages
Yes.
unconscious? Okay.
Mages just look heavily exhausted and weak.
Okay.
You especially can see just the amount, like they're ones that they're out of spouse lots. They are so exhausted from trying to survive before you
Gotcha.
got here.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me check. That's got what? Okay. Let me get my ruler out. Oh yeah. Okay. That. All right. He's going to go for the furthest one away. He's going to place his hand on the ground and he's going to summon his Big B's hand. And he'd like to use the Big B hand to pick up one of the archmages and start moving him back towards where we are.
Okay.
In fact, actually, hold on. Let's be smarter about this. How far can it move? 60 feet. Fantastic.
Yeah, here I give you a little blue square for your Bigsby hand. You can put it where you'd like.
Excellent. Sorry. Stupid phone. Gotcha. Nope.
If someone wants to share the screen, I can share it on the thing too.
Yeah. Sorry, did you say you put a Big B's hand on there, or?
Yeah, here, I'll move it around a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. There it is. Okay, cool. Too many things on here. I think because he can cast it this far. It can pick that archmage up, and it has 60 feet of movement.
Nice.
He's going to use it to basically grab that archmage and bring it into the center here. So so that archmage is protected.
You got it. So your hand moves around. What does your hand look like? What's this looking like?
This is the one that's used before, where it's a series of tentacles that come out of almost like a starfish, except it's only got 5, so it's a hand.
Oh.
Literally something in the far realm trying to figure out what a hand should look like, doing its darndest.
I love it.
And it's pretty horrific. So thankfully, the archmage is unconscious, so it can't scream at what's happening.
Very good. Then either Nayland or PW.
PW, again, legs still locked around the mast, peeking around the sail, seeing that the predators have decided not to descend into his seeking radius, which is deeply disappointing. PW is go again, but I'm not gonna. PW is going to roll the dice about evil or good, and then okay. PW is going to hold his action to Eldritch Blast when one of the flying creatures comes close enough or within 10 feet of the sickening radius so that he can attempt to suck it into it.
Oh, I love it.
So I will hold my action, keeping my eyes on the sky.
Perfect. Then Nayland.
Let's see. Nalen's gonna stay on, because she's got to stay in the chair, right?
No,
Oh, okay, great.
that was only to maintain like the quick speed.
I see. Okay. Well, that changes things. Okie dokie. She's gonna whistle, and she is going to get on Damsel. And where the hell is Nayland? Okay, there we go. And then using Damsel's speed, you said that there were folks. So these two, the Archmage at the northmost Archmage and the one on the eastmost, are they conscious or unconscious? did you say?
Unconscious.
Alrighty. Nalen's gonna start making the rounds, and try to cure wounds them. So Damsel's flying. She's got 120 feet. And you said that this is the ship? That little gray blob?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to try to stay under the sickening radiance.
Yeah, but we are going to end up leaving it because I'm coming over here to cure wounds as Archmage.
You got it.
I've also shared my screen, Matt, if you want to.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so that's 13 HP back to that Archmage.
Nice.
And I believe that wasn't a whole lot. That was only 40 feet. So can I? So that's I've got 80 feet of movement left. If Damsel tries to carry this Archmage back underneath the Sickening Radiance, would it be half movement?
Yes.
Okay, well, I think we get there with half movement anyway. So we'll pick up that Archmage and we'll be like, all right, all aboard now, come on. And we'll go 40 feet back to the ship.
Okay, very cool. So flying, you are safely able to do that. And with that, lightning begins to strike. And one of these is going to kind of give another pass. Seeing this, they kind of go through and are kind of moving. They get very close to the radiance. PW?
Pew pew. PW has already torn 2 small holes in reality. It's just waiting for little faces to come flying out. Now the first one comes with 10 plus 15 for a 25.
Yeah, 25 is going to hit.
And the second one is 17 plus 10 for 27.
Nice.
So both of them hit, and they get shoved 10 feet into the fun radiance times. Ooh, 15 force and 15 force. It's a 30 force damage total. And 20 feet of movement into the radiance.
Perfect. Then I get con save.
Yes. DC 17 con save.
All right. See, it seems like whatever these are made of in their biology is especially able to resist spells as they roll a 24.
Fair. PW continues to shake his fist from where he's at the mast, but the light still washes over, so it's still floating in the way for the moment.
Okay. Very cool. Let's see here. Thus in I think with that it's going to come on down and give a strike at a mage and a Kelly.
Would my view make that a little easier for us?
I mean, what's it supposed to do? I don't understand.
The thing I use to put the beam in the sky so I can see through it.
Sure, like you can see it
I
coming.
can see it coming. Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't know if I could. Okay, cool.
Okay. So comes at a bite on the Kelly. That is a 20.
Yep.
All right, that is 39 piercing. As it does grab a hold, giving the grappled and restrained. And it will claw at the poor mage. Here with a 22 to hit. Their shield is going to help them. So they take 18 damage. Then, having a little bit better of a meal, then they're going to use their considerable fly speed to get out of the radiance. And over this direction. And take the Kelly with them. About, we'll call that 60 feet up. All right. So now, officially starting our second round. What do you want to do? So we're doing this, I call it free form initiative. So each round you just kind of go in the order you want. I think we'll do well for you.
All right. So
PW is going to shoot at the bird that has Kelly, but I don't know if Kelly wants
Okay,
to act
go ahead.
first. PW is going to see you get scooped up. He's going to hold his finger up, change it to a shape of a gun, and once more, 2 holes, except they're joined by a 3rd hole. He fires 3 Eldritch Blasts and spends bonus action to do so. The one that has Kelly is it's the one at the top, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Still within range. This one plus 13 for 23.
$23 hits.
Second one is a 10 for a dirty 20.
Nice. That will. Let's double check. Actually moved. Yes. Both of them hit squarely, blasting against it as you're pulling.
Oh, last one. 10 plus 18, 28.
Yeah, they're coming back into the radiance.
Oh, I think last time we learned that it only works in a straight line push away from me, so it'd actually be pushing it in the other direction.
Oh, you're not pulling. You're okay.
Unfortunately, yeah, it only has repelling.
Got it.
And then I will roll damage for those 3. 17 force plus 13 force plus 10 more force. 50? No, 40. No, 50. 30. Yeah, it's 40. There we go.
Nice. So 40 total. Very good.
Yeah. 40 force damage and 30 feet of being pushed away.
Nice. Okay, so it's there. Okay, so at that point, they do let go of Kelly for being pushed away.
oh,
Kelly, you can fly, right? Right.
all right.
Anything before? Well, I mean, because right now you're about to fall to the ground.
Would that require a reaction or?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me check to see if I have any reaction spells.
In terms of how squares and stuff work, so if I draw the ruler on D&D Beyond, it says I'm 59 feet away from Kelly. Would you say I could cast Featherfall on her? Which requires 60 feet.
Interesting, because that is not the read I'm getting when I draw through your line.
Kelly to...
Might need to refresh.
I'm getting 65.
Oh, I am doing it on my iPad, so maybe my fat finger is lying to me.
I just refreshed
Yeah,
my
mine's
browser.
65.
Okay. Then never mind.
However, I will take a level of exhaustion for that 5 feet.
Oh, sure.
So you just exert you're like because you go 5 extra feet. That's like so your body kind of cripples as like magic goes through your veins, feeds back into your system, like burning your insides slightly. And so Kelly, you begin to slowly float down. Whee!
So what I'm going to do with my legs here is I'm going to try to put my legs down on the side of this boat so I can walk up it because I got my slippers on.
On the tower here.
Whenever I'm falling beside, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, just give me a straight up acrobatics check to get your feet to touch.
18.
Oh yeah. So as you slowly, gingerly fall down, you're put the feet out, and they just you think that you just get your big toe. You're like as you swing in and are able to now walk.
So now that I'm up here, I'm going to that's about yeah. I'm looking at this Archmage, and I'm gonna tell this Archmage to follow me.
They are unconscious.
Oh, I need to get them. So I'm going to go another 5 feet up to pick them up.
Got it. So you're likely encumbered.
Yep. So
Well, actually, never mind, because you're half anyway, so everyone's half movement speed anyway.
Half movement. Okay, that's right. So I've done 10 feet. I've got another 10 feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're fine.
So that's I will go with him 5, 10. And if I do that, I don't know if Starlight Step lets me take someone with me, does it?
No.
Okay. Let me check something real quick.
Yeah, because in between, that is empty space between those things.
Yeah.
But there is that water globe there.
The water globe. That's true. So after that, I'm going to I was just looking at my bonus actions, see if I had anything fancy. No. Oh wait, yes I do. I can use my bonus action to expend a dice from my dice pool. I don't want to do that. That would be a bad idea. Okay, so yeah, we're good. We're good. That's where I'll be. I'll be carrying him. Oh wait, no, I can. No, I can't because I picked him up as an action, right? That's an action to pick him up.
No, you can pick them up regularly. You have your actions.
Okay, so in that case, I'll dash as my action. So that'll be another 10, 20 feet. So that's another 5. Whoop. Yeah, 5, 10, 15.
Okay. So that's empty space.
Oh, shoot. Really?
Hmm.
Let me see. Let me zoom in. Oh, I see it now. Okay. Oh, geez.
But the water globe is there.
Oh, I can swim. I see what you're saying. Oh, yuck. This is going to be fun, isn't it?
Swim or leap.
Yeah, we got to swim. So I know
That
he's
visual is so
unconscious.
cool.
So let's see. That's 5, 10, 15, 20. I don't know if I'd be out of this yet. 15. No, I wouldn't be. 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. So unfortunately, he might be drowning. But that's where we're at right now.
Very cool. Yeah. So you see there's like really brightly colored fishes here that like some emit light, some seem to be constantly changing colors. Another one seems to look at another type of fish that has sharp teeth, and it changes into it, like copies it. Boop, boop. Another one looks at you and gets a face like yours. Woo. As a quite magical. And I think we just have Alistair to go on this round.
Okay, so it says that the hand can grasp a huge or smaller creature, but can it grasp 2 creatures if they're willing?
Let's see, huge. Yeah.
Okay. So as Alistair sees Kelly jump with the Archmage into the water, all of a sudden, Kelly, you're going to see a giant hand made of tentacles dive into the water, grasp you and the Archmage, and pull them out. Pull you back into underneath the radiance onto solid land.
All right. There we go.
So that's what it's going to do. Alistair is going to... Oh, I see you're already moving. So, folks, Alistair has like a... What is his... He's got like a 5 strength. He ain't carrying in anybody. But Filbert, who finally got off the ship... Can I have Filbert and Alistair together carry that one Archmage back onto our ship?
If you have the movement,
Should have.
because your movement's halved.
That's right. Okay, let me check that. Let me check that here. Go back to where we were. Let's go do some measurements here. So that's about 10 feet to get to the Archmage. And if I dash, I have 30. So yeah, I have enough.
Okay, so let's pull it on.
I just use all of my actions and stuff to just dash and get him and us back on the ship.
Perfect. Okay, so let me roll. All right, lightning strikes doesn't hit a nearby water globe. And at this point, you see an enormous red fish fly through the air like as if it's swimming in air and put their mouth around both of these lizards and chomp down on them
Oh my.
and then begin to carry them away for its own dinner.
It's always a bigger fish.
Giving you a sense of the world and very cool. With that, we'll start our third round. What do you want to do?
Oh, yeah. So, let's see. How far am I from the art boat? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think I can get to the boat using my dash. So I'm going to take him with me. We'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, dash, 25, 30. And I'll send Polar Bear out toward the mage.
Do note that the hand is sitting next to the
Oh,
mage.
never mind. Okay, that's good.
Very easily grab that mage.
Yep.
and get to
So
the
yeah,
ship.
I'll keep Tamagotchi with me, and we'll just hang on, and that'll be. Oh, I'll no, I won't. I won't do that. I'm good. We're good.
So yeah, the Alistair will have the hand grab this mage. It can easily get them both onto the ship.
Perfect.
Malin will hop back up onto the helm and get ready to fly.
Nice. Getting that going.
Peter was going to call out to the mages. Make sure you bring your valuables. You wouldn't want to leave those behind.
All right, I'm assuming undoing the mooring and all those things.
Yeah.
Some goes, I left my book. It is. And with that, very quickly, the gravity storm suddenly stops. Your ship just managed to push free of the crumbling college and set sail for clearer skies. And you feel this momentary weightlessness as the gravitational storm ends, and a moment later, a sudden pressure slams down on you as full gravity again seizes you in its grip. Your gravity plane not quite working. Rubble and broken towers plummet out of the sky and surround your ship. Sails and lines snap in the screaming wind as the ground rises toward you at a frightening speed. You find yourself no longer flying but falling as your helm sputters as it exerts some minor vestige of control over your plummeting ship as you spin into a rapid, barely controlled descent. You have a single action to influence the outcome.
Oh, joy. So one group action?
Yeah, essentially, you each get one.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'll use up. He's gonna have to use up resource. Hold on, let me check real quick. Yes, it doesn't take an action to convert it to a spell slot. So Alistair sees this happening. You can see the vein on the side of his head as he's incredibly frustrated. He closes his eyes, concentrates really hard. You see blood start to come out of his ears as he's going to use... Oh, how much is it? It's a lot, if I remember. It is... Oh, no, that is an action. Sorry, hold on. Where's that? There it is. As he's going to use his bonus action to turn 7 sorcery points into another level 5 spell slot. Because he was all out. And he's then going to immediately put his hands on the deck again. And this time, again, the portal opens, the tentacles come out, he's casting telekinesis again to try to steady the ship.
Okay.
And this time it absolutely looks like his body is almost ripping apart because this is more than he's supposed to be able to do within this period of time.
Very nice.
I'm not sure if my brain's interpreting the visuals correctly.
Sure.
Could you repeat the current?
Your ship is plummeting towards the ground.
Okay.
The helm, which is the chair, is exerting what it can to do this because the sudden force of gravity snapped some of your sails. So the structure of your ship isn't what it's supposed to be anymore. It's because that it's going down. It is much less bad than a pure free fall, but it's still not good.
Okay.
And so now you have an action to do whatever you'd like to try to help the situation.
Okay.
And essentially, what the telekinesis is doing is, I should have said something different. It's not stabilizing so much as telekinesis is supposed to let you lift something, and it's attempting to lift against the fall.
Yeah, as much as you can, trying to slow it down a little bit.
Slowing it down is all it's doing.
I'm gonna do something so stupid, I feel like, but I feel like it's smart in my head. So I'm going to do like Alistair and get down on the floor with my hands down on the deck. Actually, I don't even need to touch to cast this, but I want to see what would happen if I tried to make the ship larger. I've never done the spell like this, but there's nothing in the spell that says it can't be used like this. And I'm thinking, like, my brain is currently thinking that if I make the ship bigger, it can withstand a little bit of the damage a little better. If that makes sense. I'm using a reduce enlarge.
Yeah,
because it says it can be used on an object as long as you're not carrying the object.
Yeah, I like it. So yeah, the ship Was it doubles in size?
I think it goes up one category. So
It's big.
from medium to large, for example. Yeah, one size category. And I was trying to see if there was a limit on it. I don't see one. I've just never used a spell like this. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it gets much bigger. As I mean, gravity doesn't make big things fall faster, so it is now a much, much larger ship. Like Gaddon PW just sees this Gaddon.
It's doubled in size. The balls are now 20 tons.
Yes.
We are falling so much faster right now.
Peter was just looking around at everything being like twice as big as it was before. Kelly, why didn't we do this before? Twice as many. PW is thinking that our sails are effed up again, and he is going to. You can see the cover on his purple eye starts to leak out purple gas or some sort of plasma that comes out of it as he spends some sorcery points and twin casts web to try and repair what exists of the sails or make new sails out of web.
I like it. So twin casting it. It goes
Yeah, so
into-
Yeah, both of his hands open out at once and then web just spraying out of both of them.
I love it. Weaving together a innate pattern that does begin to get, you feel it like a little parachutey, trying to stop what is occurring. And then I think we just have Naylin.
She's just going to try and be as strategic as possible with where we are going to crash. She's looking for what she might be able to think would be the nicest way to land, either like down the slope of a mountain or into across some water or a big tree canopy to make it a little squishier.
Perfect. All right. Go ahead and give me wisdom for navigation with proficiency.
$22.
Okay. Very good. As you plummet further here. And yeah, so you're aiming, you see, okay, a surge kind of land, a little bit of water nearby. You're trying to get the best you can. There's not a lot of control, but you do see a few places where you can try to make it slightly better. And very good. So with that, as it comes down, it impacts the ground here. Are spun, and as this moves, I need all of you to give me dexterity saving throws.
So good.
14.
That's a 9.
18.
18 for Naylin,
Oh, still worked.
Oh, yeah.
9 for Norman.
Okay, so the base damage here is going to be 14 bludgeoning. And I will say, what I said, everybody do something, just mechanics here, just what we all did, is I started with 10d6 in my hand,
Oh,
and you reduced it to 5d6 with all of your actions.
Stefan only got 11.
Yeah, Filbert got a dirty 20.
All right, so it's halved if you succeed. So it's 14 on a fail, 7 on a success.
And
What
what was
is
the
the fail?
DC?
14.
Okay.
So if I rolled 14, I'm good.
Yes. Sorry, it's 15. 14, you're not good.
Okay.
DC's 15. I apologize. Very good. As you come in, you're thrown. Some of you grab. People are flipping, trying to position themselves places where they won't be pierced or squashed by your giant cannonballs.
You should be
And-
honored to be crushed.
And the mast split. Your ship slams to the ground with violent shock. You hear the hull shatter as you skid across the sandy coastline, sending an enormous plume of sand spraying into the air. For a few moments, small chunks of stone rain down from the sky, thudding into the sand around you. At last, everything ends, leaving you on a silent stretch of beach in the remains of your badly damaged ship. The mast is cracked in half. The hull has been shattered along its length. The cannon broken in two. The helm reduced to a broken chair. Around you, survivors pick themselves up out of the wreckage with pained groans, unable to do much more than stare in shock. You have crashed on a beautiful and serene beach cove. Calm waves lap along the glittering sand, which is bordered by tall rocky cliffs. The beach slopes up to a large field of grass before giving way to heavier jungle. Debris from the college litters the area, mostly towers that have been crushed beyond recognition. What do you do?
DM question. PW purposely was attached to the mast when we landed, and it broke. Did I go flying, or
Yeah, I think we see PW's robot feet sticking out of the sand.
reasonable?
So he has not yet seen what happened to the cannon yet.
No.
Kelly's gonna go try to help PW out of that situation.
Norman's kind of laying in a heap, but a little like a zzz, a little flashing light appears on his head on a little antenna, and it starts going wee woo, emergency services, wee woo, and Norman is gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds on the four of us, and anybody else particularly injured in terms of the mages.
Certainly, you find some that are. Find one in particular in white robes that is particularly injured.
Okay.
I can get him in a second, Nayland.
The four of us get 19 HP back, and two of the mages that look the worst get 19 HP back.
I think Alistair gets up. He's fine, thanks to Norman's mass cure wounds. But he sort of shakes his head. There's a little bit of blood coming out of the ears as he's exerted himself a lot. But before that even registers, he looks around and realizes where we're at. And I think the first thing he does is he looks up. Where is the light coming from on this planet? Is there a star? Is there a... He's immediately in researcher mode.
Okay, and then did you see your magic just healed that white-robed person?
Two of the worst looking mages, so the
Okay.
white robed person and somebody else.
All right, so that particular stands up and they go, good. And they look at you. So you just nod. I am Epic. And they look at another badly injured person as they put out their hand and cast their own cure wounds. And the way they do it is it looks like tiny white birds fly from their hand that glow and begin to like peck and almost rip the wounds off of them as they dissipate into white energy as they are concentrating. Thank you. We need to find the survivors.
Kelly grabs PW's ankles to try and get him out of the sand.
Kicking feet. Am I easily extricated, or do we need to roll to extricate?
Easy enough. As bursts of sand, and as you hang upside down, you see the cracked cannon.
Inarticulate digital wailing. Just it sounds like a normal scream, but then halfway through it gives you that VR effect of the. You can see both eyes flaring in color. PW is just going to run towards the cannon and ignore everyone else.
You said you had to save more people?
Yes. They're all like running around. What do you want to do?
Is that why you're here, to look for people?
Oh, you're trying. Again, I'll look at you somewhat. No, we came to. They look to someone. Go find everybody. Go, of course. They straighten themselves up. Sorry, I was concerned with any survivors, but you'd rather interrogate me. I understand. We came here to study this strange land. We didn't realize that we were hoping to maintain an orbit and send folks down, but we were suddenly pulled down by the storm. I'm sorry. You don't know who we are, do you?
No.
Right. We are the College of Ether. It says we formed for the uninterrupted study of magic beyond any political or multiverse influence, where there is no more necessity to do anything other than pursue unbridled study. We detected this world and wanted to, well, we had a unanimous vote and we wanted to investigate it.
Okay, I wasn't trying to bother you. I just wanted to help. I didn't know who we were looking for.
I was just looking for everyone you rescued that are now bleeding on the beach.
Oh, so Kelly will join because she has some healing spells.
Nayland has when they initially said they're going to go look for survivors, Nayland had kind of picked up and walked off, and she looks exhausted for sure, but she, Rosie, and Adios sort of go about this in a very practiced way. She sort of
I'm sorry, Epic, and I forgot to mention this, is like a turtle. Just to get the visual here. My apologies.
What was his name?
Epic.
Epic. Okay, so notably, our turtle, Filbert, he absolutely landed on his back. Takes him probably a round of rocking back and forth to get up off his back. At which point he'll probably go to Nayland and help her, because Alistair's a lost cause. He's staring at the sky and then he's picking up sand off the beach and throwing it in his pockets, trying to figure out what the minerals are.
I'm making cookies to give out to those who are dying. They're meant to heal them, okay?
Stefan assists by showing where the baking trays are. PW, good.
No, I just wanted to say because I don't think Nayland finished what she was doing, but Filbert has come to help you. So
I mean, it's really just if somebody were to be watching her, and so she'll give Filbert some pretty like concise and practiced directions. It seems like Nayland potentially did some sort of search and rescue before this.
Filbert responds verbally slowly, but physically follows the directions pretty quickly.
What was PW going to do?
When PW overhears the purpose of the college to pursue research beyond the bounds of et cetera, you'll notice that his hands have clenched over the cannon. There's like a scraping, screeching sound. It grabs onto it. Of course, research should never be stopped. He'll stand up and join in the searching, but he's mainly just pointing out any of the archmages that have fallen and hit the ground and are dead.
You got it. You can see Ipic specifically here is casting augury by taking a rock and spinning it as it starts to point in different directions to try to find everybody.
By chance, if we glance upwards, do we see any more debris headed our way?
All the debris seems to have fallen already and has done the damage it's going to do.
So, yeah. Am I able to find anybody that is able to have a cookie shoved in their mouth?
Yes. As you to me, it's like just these visuals of you going around finding people, and this is just one, and you're putting them in there, and you're grabbing some of the various ones here, and some seem to be in more attire than others. Some are students. Others seem to be headmasters of a kind. It's hard to totally tell as you're attempting to understand. Precisely. The one you grab is the one that you see a specifically an elf that you're able to find, a woman in like almost dusty blue robes. Dusty purple robes with it's like corn silk, and there's a motif of books on it. As she looks at you and says, "Thank you," as she finishes eating the cookie.
My name's Kelly.
Oh, Kelly. My name is Moria Sestrath. I'm the chief. Looks around a little bit. I guess I was the chief archivist.
Oh. Do you know what happened? To your school?
Yes. I mean, to a degree. The gravity storm. When it struck, it shattered our runes that kept the college afloat. All the magic that made the college the college. I've never imagined something so powerful that would break through our defenses. And then we began to fall. Well, and then we weren't falling. Except some things were falling. A lot was happening. Then I began trying to gather everybody when a particular golden beam hit me in the head.
Oh.
then I was here.
Well, I'm glad you're back. 'Cause we need as many people as possible to obviously you're gonna need some rest, but just
So the ship. Did you rescue us?
as many as we could. We weren't expecting those dinosaur-like things out there.
Neither were we. Flying lizards. Amazing.
Yeah, and the water bubbles with the fish in them. One of them was able to change their face.
Starts writing things down.
But we'll try to get you set up again, so that you all can start doing what you do in school. I mean, I guess I could enroll.
I'm sure you'd be quite good at whatever you do. Please tell me, you all of you are quite the heroes. Tell me more about what brought you here.
Well, it all started in a morgue.
Very good. So now various ones begin to so a bit of time goes by as I think you help everyone get their bearings, and then finally, after a moment, you are approached. Let's say this. Actually, give me a visual. How does everyone kind of help with this? Like, is everyone just trying to find? There's like just this aftermath. People are in shock. I don't think anyone's doing.
BW is also using augury, but he's specifically looking for dead archmages.
Nalen's quite organized. I think she probably, those who are able to walk, she would give, directions, fan out, organize everybody in a particular grid as they're looking across the beach. Those who are using magic, she'll kind of get people to touch base with them. As they find people, I think Nalen's using like debris of sails and stuff to give people sort of like those like shock blankets, things like that. With Filbert's help.
Anything else?
Well, I think she'd also eventually go to Alistair and, Alistair, this is the place, right? I mean, like, this feels like where we were going. It would suck if we crashed our ship before we got to the planet that was going to crash our ship. You know what I mean?
You probably have to say his name a couple times to get his attention. Alistair is full on. He has his notebook out. He spent some time looking in the sky, trying to figure out if there was a nearby star, something equivalent to a sun, where the light's coming from. He's grabbing sand, trying to see if he can identify the type of sort of a style of mineral that there is. He is full on kind of ignoring a lot of everything around him.
She'll snap in front of your face. Earth to Alley Cat. Hello.
But yes, sorry, yes.
Talking to you, buddy. You alright?
Yes.
Figured out where we are yet?
Well, by no means. I'm trying to get a baseline at the moment. Right. What does he see something in the sky? I don't know. Just
In the sky, there is like what looks like a bright sun.
The bright sun. Okay, this one. So, right, just getting a baseline of where the light is coming from. Don't know if I can necessarily, without some better equipment, figuring out what the mineralogy of the sand is. Gonna have to test the water in a moment. Be important to know if we actually have potable water here. I mean, there's a bunch of water there, but we don't know what its chemistry is. And he will start babbling at you as he's like jotting notes down, and he's sort of doing like multiple things at once. Every now and then you'll see his mage hand, which is legitimately a small tentacle that pops up, and it's like picking things up and handing it to him, and he's he's there. So if you wanted to ask him something.
Is this, I mean, can you tell if this is our destination, or was this a freak accident along the way?
I mean, we were not really given much direction. It seems to have been a planet that when we got too close to, we were unable to continue flying. We crashed as our Tabaxi captain insinuated we probably would. And these fellow scholars here appear to potentially be the ones that he also told us about. So that's, with the limited knowledge we have, it points to this being the place we're supposed to be, but we can't know for certain.
Right, so to summarize, probably. Okay, she'll
Yes.
give you a thumbs up and walk away.
I could give you the odds if you like. Oh, that's something. One thing that Alistair will do is he'll look up and his eyes will go a little distant for the moment. He's not sure if this will give him any information because it actually has a relatively limited range, but he's curious. He casts Warp Sense, which just lets him detect a portal within 30 feet of myself.
Okay.
And I don't know what he'd even see on a place like this.
Here around you, you see about 5 pinhole portals. Which is 30 feet. It would probably be more like, about 25. That just sort of are there. Energy is seeping in, and in others, energy is kind of seeping out. And some of these are actually somewhat larger. And they then begin to sort of grow and contract. So this whole place is magic is potentially pulling or depositing things into other planes. With that, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Ooh. Cool. That is a 24.
Okay. So, able to deduce, therefore, based on this kind of random portal interference, able to begin to understand. It's like the fabric of this world is still being knit together. You think many different teleportation type spells have a hard time working here.
Does he think that will include the thing that he's seeing both Nayland and Kelly do a lot with their, like, I'm sorry, I forget, astral step? Something like
Starlight, yeah.
Starlight step.
I'd say with that high check, you think that things that don't go more than 300 feet are probably okay, but anything greater than that
okay
could have problems.
So sort of we'll call it mid to long distance
Yeah.
teleportation.
Yeah, wouldn't work. You even the short teleportation
Hmm.
might have some unforeseen effects,
Gotcha.
but would theoretically work.
Yeah. I think he would. Because we'll say that he did that spell after Nayland left. When he sees that, he will run after Nayland. Quickly, all of a sudden. I get why he jots it down and runs after her. Nayland.
Yes.
So, slight more study. I do think this is where we're at. We're supposed to be. Because I do not think this world is very old. It looks as if it perhaps is still being formed. There is... I'm trying to think the best way to put it. So if we take... And he's going to start explaining this to her. If we take magic and the energy, magical energy as a fluid, this world is a bit like a sieve still. Magic is leaking in and out through very small pinholes. But I'm sorry. The reason I needed to tell you, any magic that attempts to move you to different places is going to be short range, should be fine, maybe unexpected consequences. Long range probably will not work for the moment.
Right. Well, I guess that all makes sense, and by that I mean none of it makes sense, so par for the course.
Right.
Maybe it's about time we compare notes with our new friends.
Certainly.
Right. So during this time, you've been able to get the immediate. They're still missing staff members and students. And one kind of interesting thing you've picked up on is whenever they say student, you get the sense that both the students and the professors consider themselves peers to one another. And professors more have like responsibilities than actual teaching.
I have a plan. I can use magic to put in the sky a camera feed that will let me see everything within 120 feet at all angles. And I can kind of, move it around. Maybe I could see if someone was thrown into the harder to spot areas from the crash.
So how long does it go? 300 feet?
So it would be 120 feet up, but it would give me a 360-degree view, so I could look from any. But I would have to, if I understand correctly, I think I have to be directly under it for wherever its point is. But I would still have, from that point of center, I could still see a good bit of the ocean from above. And just to see if I spot anyone, kind of like, you think about a helicopter flying over, you're going to spot more in the ocean than you will just looking out at the ocean. So she's going to try to do that, to try and see if she spots any bodies or people. And
Okay.
if there's like a woods area, she can get close to that to kind of look around. But it only lasts a minute. So she's going to enlist Tamagotchi to kind of guide her.
Okay. That works. So I would say looking around here, you do see there are places where you can see cracked branches of the jungle. and there could very well be various people that fell further out. That's the best you can get because you're looking down on a canopy of jungle.
Mhm.
Looking at the beach, it's essentially looks pretty much you've picked over. You've gotten the people who are here already, but you can kind of see some locations where you think you could direct. You could probably go and have a little bit of a sense of where to start looking. Currently, everyone around is exhausted, with zero ability to defend themselves.
Okay.
And so I'll say, so a few things. One, you see the man that first waved at you, Kelly, coming over to all of you as they've kind of gathered their breath finally. And two, this is a time, because we're going to go break in a second. But if you want to keep like pushing things ahead, that's totally fine. But these also are various people you could potentially talk to. Like that you've rescued and begun to kind of understand what's happening. To be of much help, these individuals will need like a long rest, and you have no idea of the dangers of this place.
Cool.
So there will be things to think about here as far as what the best next thing is going to be. But with that, let's go ahead and take our break. Alrighty here. One second. My browser's being special. There we go. So coming over to use the man that Kelly you had recognized before, as he human and kind of brushes himself off, as he introduces himself as Insidious Factorio. He goes, so I'm the headmaster here, and slightly older, so he bows himself down. I just want to officially thank all of you, and looks like we're stuck together. Everyone's just getting their bearings right now from the trauma.
Don't think of it as stuck together. We're all friends here.
I hope so. I didn't mean any offense. I just meant I think both our parties were flying, and now we're on a beach. And we have no idea what is to become of all of us.
I'm Kelly.
Kelly. Insidious, and kind of is gathering everybody. If you all want to, if you would introduce yourselves to them, it's up to you.
Peter was gonna scuttle out of the woods. Stand up. Perilous weaver.
Oh, you're fantastic.
I've been told.
Well,
Alistair will come up, sorting through his notes again, but being likely pulled over by Nayland to take a pause from stuff, and we'll just say, yes, sorry. Alistair, Professor Alistair Ward. Pleasure to meet you.
Professor, what are you Professor of, Alistair Ward?
Physics and the occult, mostly.
The occult. What is this physics?
Terminology differences. Yes. Generally, how the universe or multiverse, whatever we're in right now, the rules by which it functions. Physics usually carries itself more about the physical, non-magical versions. My interest in the occult is the magical side of things. So I am interested in both and how they interact and get along, and oftentimes don't get along.
All right. And introduce you to some of the staff, and he seems to have been joined here. Actually, Nayland, did you want to introduce yourself? Or
Oh, I'm nailing.
oh,
There you go.
anything more? Just you see a cat folk, basically coming up, just looking. Kind of hungover, eyes kind of glassy, and then kind of shaking her head. She goes, yes, this is Dean Mao. She kind of purrs. Midday, Mao, if you please. Dean is fine. Good to meet you. I'm Dean of the Illusion School. And then they point to this halfling whose hands are a little dirty. This is Haldak Stoneleaf, barkeep and groundskeeper. And over here, it's the one that I think you ended up rescuing, Kelly, is initially is the one that looked like they had more like almost workman clothes. This is Elwyn Ironblood, our Dean of Artifice. Then the turtle folk here, it says this is Eopic, our Dean of Divination. And reintroduces Samoria Sestrith, the Chief Archivist that you had already met. And then this, as you see, a 10-foot tall individual, dark brown skin and gray tattoos covering her arms, comes and smiles. Goes, this is Agathia Kalakaliana, our Dean of Abjuration. She goes, right, call me Skyshot. It's a lot easier.
What's the name of your school?
The College of Ether.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then this is our Vice Chancellor. It points to this half-elf. And this is our Everard Tellery.
Wow.
So, it's good to meet you, as you seem to be the commanders of your ship. There's much to do if we are to survive the night. Haldak estimates that we have 5 hours before nightfall.
Okay. Well, I'm quite trained in wilderness. I earned a couple of my badges, and including building shelter and campfires and s'mores. But we don't have to talk about that one.
Oh, yes, almost forgot. Alistair pulls out, he's got a small vial that he had dipped into the water. He took it out and said, yes, almost forgot. Don't have my chemistry kit. One moment. He's going to take a very small sip of the water to see if it's potable.
It is salty water.
It is salty water, but it seems like water.
Yes.
Okay. So it just messes up. Okay, yes. It is oceanic of origin, marine, saltwater. So not good for dehydration purposes, but nothing else unusual. At least not from where I come from. So.
Well, you're right that we're going to need some water to drink. Kelly, you were doing that thing with your eyes in the sky, and I mean, I can get pretty far on Damsel. Maybe Kelly and I should scout a little bit, and maybe Alistair, PW, if there's something you could maybe arrange a sleeping arrangement here on the beach, or get a sense of if the waters are safe, if we needed to move inland more.
Look around and clear the area. Be reasonable. Also see what's salvageable on the ship. At some point we will want to leave this place.
Where are we going to set up our shelter at?
The ship might be a good place to start. It does have a lot of space inside, at least. And there's this convenient crack right down the middle. You can walk right in.
Yeah, I guess if we just kind of built it up some, repaired some of it to make it more of a fort, with walls, that might help. But we're out here in the open, and we don't know what kind of wildlife is out there, and it could get really hairy really quickly. At least that's been my experience as a wilderness scout.
Well, so far we've confirmed both birds and fish.
I could leave Tamagotchi here to help with moving some of the heavier loads. But I agree with you, Nayland. I do think we should scout out just a bit, look for well, not only survivors, but also just supplies and maybe we'll even find.
Good.
What's that, BW?
Oh, we can also try to see if there's anything to eat out here. I mean, there could be some rocks or fruit or bugs. Just take a bite out of anything, sure.
Yeah, I could leave you all some cookies on my. I got 10 of them here. I can make for you before I go. But yeah, I can definitely do that spell, Neelan.
All right. I think my priority, like Alistair was saying, maybe I'm going to try and look for a waterfall or a stream, river somewhere.
Okay. Fresh water. Got it. So we should probably take with us something to carry water in until we're able to move our camp there.
That sounds smart.
So if there are any buckets that were salvageable from the wreckage.
How many of our whiskey casks survived intact?
That's a good question.
Indeed. So, so you're looking at what specifically from your ship?
BW at least was asking about whiskey casks, but I think
Okay.
they had different in mind.
Yeah, Kelly was just looking for any salvageable buckets or things we could bring with us since Nayland and Kelly are going to look for a source of fresh water out there.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Trying to find. So yeah, give me an investigation check.
Ooh. Okay.
With the wreckage of your ship.
Okay. I can do this. 16.
Okay. Like looking at, you're able to find a single 5-gallon bucket.
Well, that'll do for now.
It's not, I mean, rather large group of people.
Yeah. Everybody gets a sip tonight, and if we survive tonight, we can take the camp elsewhere.
So sounds like we are going to split the party.
Oh yeah. Seems like a smart thing to do.
You know, I could always recast Augury and see how good of an idea that is. Be sure if you are dying to make lots of noise.
Okay, so we've got our one. So one crew here is to try to make some type of shelter.
Secure and see what supplies and stuff are left over from the ship or what survived.
Yeah. So, like looking, work a little bit. So some of the information you do have here is that some potential survivors are like scattered, likely in the grasslands and the jungle. But then specifically trying to understand I think you're just trying to find some water to get through the night. So you're going to start to adventure in.
Yeah, Kelly and Nayland are going to take a mount, and Kelly's going to use her spell so that she can ride with Nayland and kind of keep a overhead view.
Okay.
She is leaving Tamagotchi, and she's going to tell Tamagotchi, Okay, and I look at PW and Alistair. Best to follow Alistair's lead. Unless you start feeling like he's asking you to do science experiments. But you're in good hands. So just make sure they're okay in case something comes. And I'll give him a pat before I get ready to go.
So, and what are you two writing?
Damsel. And now, so damsel is like flavored as like a mechanical giant dragonfly. So there is one seat in her. However, there's a grapple feature. So Kelly will be held in the dragonfly's little legs like a little doll.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect. Have you there? Very good. All right. As you begin flying overhead here, you coming towards you, you see a large luminescent butterfly, purple wings, that seems to about 10-foot wingspan. It very prettily moves above you and looks
Nayland, I can try to communicate with it.
Sure. Butterfly's got a drink.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Kelly is going to cast a Speak with Animals on herself.
cool. So, what do you say?
Hello, friend. We're seeking water. Can you help?
Good. Pauses as communicate. It kind of responds as it goes, yes. Below is water. I can show you.
Nayland, the butterfly says that below is water and they can show us. And I will say to the butterfly, great. We're right behind you.
All right, starts to fly. And you see there is this, it kind of comes up across, this grassy lands into this kind of small pond. And it floats there.
Well,
From
this
the-
certainly looks promising. Kelly, why don't you thank your friend for us?
Yeah. Thank you, friend. And I will say to Nayland, do you see anything below the surface? Or can we just do a quick dive and get some water in the bucket?
All right, you got a good grip on it.
No, not if it's in athletics, I don't.
Like, you're gonna go like, just get off and get water.
Certainly
But,
not.
We can just
Balin's doing
lower-
trick shots.
we can try to just lower down a bit and maybe keep an eye open to see if anything's gonna jump out of the water. This is like a nightmare for me.
Okay. In that case, okay. So, yeah, I mean, you're coming down towards the water on your way down, and as you do, you can see the butterfly. And are you nailing Beastmaster right now, by the way?
Yes.
Curiosity. Okay. Open up a very big toothy maw.
The butterfly?
Yes.
Horrific.
As I'm taking your auto initiatives here.
Oh, God.
Oh, fun. I'm being held upside down.
As you're being held upside down, and it does get to go first. And it kind of opens up like it's in charge. What you thought was just part of its under carapace, and or underbelly actually opens up vertically down, making a much larger maw, about the size, a little larger than a humanoid.
Oh.
Camouflage.
And comes to Kelly for a 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit.
That is 15 damage, piercing. As it comes over and encapsulates Kelly. And then takes him out of the grasp and goes to fly away.
Oh God.
And you can have an op attack, Nayland.
Oh, I sure would like to. The whole time Nayland's like, what did you say to it? And alrighty, she will pull out her long dagger and take a stab. Oh, come on. 16.
16 will hit.
Okay. Oh, is it too late to say green flame blade?
That's fine.
Okay. Okay, minimum damage. So that's 9 magical piercing plus 5 fire.
Very cool. It carries Kelly away as you do take a little bit of its purple blood glowing down, flying very quickly. And as it does then, it slashes at... So what's the name of your animal again?
Damsel.
Damsel. For a 19 to hit.
I will... Oh, wait, hold on. Can I not do that? Because I used my reaction. Hold on. I have a mount thingy. Hold on.
Yeah,
Saddle of the Cavalier. Attack rolls against my mount have disadvantage.
Okay. I'll just reroll here. Ooh, and that 20?
Okay. All right, wait, hold on. Mounted.
Oh my
If your
gosh.
mount-
So because of something it did, it got flat. I rolled 2 nat 20s.
Oh.
Because it slashes
my
with
goodness.
what seems to be these large prongs coming off of its belly behind.
I'm gonna veer using mounted combatant feet. So that means it's gonna hit me instead.
Okay, perfect. So that will be 17 slashing. And then 19 slashing.
Ow. You little witch.
In addition, there is this cloud of pollen that fills the air as it beats its wings furiously, and you could take I guess from all three of you, wisdom saves, please.
Ba-ba-ba-bum. Nat 20 for a 25.
Nice. 14 for me. 13 for damsel.
Oh, nice. You all succeed at not being frightened of it. So it has gone approximately 40 feet away with Kelly in its jaw. Its body here. Then we'll go to Kelly.
All right. How high am I from the ground here?
So it's flying about 30 feet up.
Okay. I don't think anybody told Kelly about the teleportation stuff. So she is going to naturally use her Starlight Step to try and get down to the ground.
Got it. All right. And you do and land, and there's this chiming in your ears, like this ringing. Ring, ring, ring. So you just feel a little bit off, as though, again, just as like this weird, like something didn't work right, like the magic backfired slightly.
Okay. After I've done that, I'm going to try to move myself. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try to move away from where that thing was flying.
Yeah, you can start running away.
Yeah, so that will be a dash action to get me 80 feet, whatever direction.
Oh, so your movement and dash. Okay. So,
Yeah.
Perfect. And yeah, running like the Dickens. And then Naylin.
Does it look like it's I guess I will hold the attack action for if it looks like it's going to turn back around, or does it look like we've bothered it enough that it's going to flee?
I mean, this just happened real quick. Got in, Kelly ran away. It's
Yeah,
hard
I'm
to
gonna-
determine that in a second.
I'm going to stay where I am and hold the attack action for if it looks like it's
It's going to come
Come-
back.
right.
It's not in melee with you, right? So you holding like to shoot it, or you to strike at it?
To strike at it. Could I hold to move towards it if it and
You
then
can hold a
strike?
move, but you can't hold a move and strike.
Ah, got it. All right. Well, okay. I'm going to fly after it and hit it then.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I take a nice. You said it was more than.
It went 40 feet away.
Okay, beautiful. So then I get to do my dive attack. So I will swiftly fly towards it. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark. And then I will take 2 strikes. How big is it?
Large.
Okay. Okay, no. All right, so regular flat rolls. Oh, come on.
Oof. 12 misses.
All right. 18.
18 hits.
No.
Striking into its wings.
That is 8. Nope. 15 magical piercing plus. We'll just roll that one. 1 force.
Nice.
And I'll just bare my teeth at it. And be like, back up.
You got it. And for its turn, it opens its mouth and flings its body in your direction, Naylin, for a 17 to hit.
Shield.
Okay. What does your shield look like?
It looks like a shimmering of the astral itself opens up almost like where it thought I wasn't there anymore. something dimensional.
Perfect. Yeah, I like that. So kind of just misses as then one of its one of its spines lashes towards you for a 23 to hit.
Oh, that one hits.
So finding where you slightly teleported away, it skewers you for 7 piercing. And then you see, oddly, it looks like there's 4 of them in front of you.
Ooh.
And all 4 begin to fly away. See if you want to take an op attack.
No, it can flee.
So just the 4 fly. Anything else?
I'll
So-
start looking.
Yes, I'm sorry. So then I guess Kelly?
Kelly will Kelly will attempt a shot using her
Nice. Kelly's like, you bit me. I don't care if you're running away.
heavy crossbow. I don't think I can do a hunter's mark from this distance, but I can shoot. So I shoot for a 29 to hit.
Okay.
And that does 16 magical piercing.
You fly and it goes right through the center of one and it
Ooh.
vanishes.
Nice. So I will shoot with my second action.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a nat one.
And that misses.
It's nowhere.
Yeah.
All right.
So after 2 do not hit its mark, and they put into trees and such things. Naylan.
I'm just flying back towards Kelly. I fear this place sucks ass.
They go additional 80 feet away on their turn. And now are behind cover and into jungle and trees.
We've got this bucket. We can go get some water and then get back.
Yeah, except now I'm worried about what lives in that pond.
Well, we can't risk not bringing water. So I'll just scoop it up and I'll do it really quietly. In fact, I might even have a spell left. I do. I can pass without a trace this moment. And I will do that so that I can sneak up to the pond, dip the water bucket in, and then wait for the large bug to pick me up.
The other one.
Yeah, the good one.
All right. You can get some of this water and getting back on the bug you like. You begin going back towards everything. With that, Alistair and PW. What are you? So we'll get some specifics on what you're attempting to accomplish here.
PW has been excavating the buried cannonballs that sunk into the beach. They were twice as big. Everything shrank back down again. So PW has been trying to. All right, I think we had 5 left. So he's going to try to roll those towards areas where they might be useful to stand in as a wall.
Okay. Nice. So I guess you're just using your pure strength on this?
No, his noodle arms would be absolutely useless. Instead, he's using a combination of grease and some extra mage hands, trying to make like a ball shoot to roll things away. He'll burn spell slots for this.
Okay, there we go. Makes more sense. I'm like, what? Using the 10-pound mage hand for the 2-ton ball? So you're trying to trying to get the visual. So you're trying to make like chutes for it to get onto the beach.
So excavating them, so digging them out a little bit, and then making a channel in the sand for where I want them to go, and then putting grease in that channel to try to get the ball started and sliding the way they want to go.
Gotcha. Okay. This is actually quite interesting. So, yeah, I guess we'd go straight up. Give me an intelligence check.
Awesome. I am definitely super good at this.
So I guess we could we'll choose just straight charisma because it is rarely using. Well, no, nah, we'll do
Intelligence works.
Intelligence works. I guess
2 plus.
That's
2 plus 13 for a 15.
15. Okay,
Less needs to be better. I will burn the resources to make this work.
it would be better. Yeah, it would need to be better. I think for you.
You would see if Alistair was looking over our direction, if he was not otherwise absorbed with his chemistry set, you would see more of his purple light leaking out of his eye as he burns some sorcerer's features to add. Hey, there you go, 21.
Okay, so digging these and using some rocks and things, so you're beginning to put them all like lined up so that there's like a little bit of a barrier.
Yeah, if the ship is essentially kind of like cracked in the middle, that makes a big opening that's harder to defend. I would try to put the balls like out in front to make it so they would have to go around or in between. So it is harder to assault.
Nice. So with the assault being from like the grasslands and jungle.
Yeah.
Cool. And Alistair.
Alistair is not going to be useful trying to build a shelter. So what he's gonna do is the thing that's just kind of that he can be most useful about here, and still lets him be curious. Is he's gonna start kind of wandering the area. He's looking for tracks, trails, maybe on the edge of the jungle, areas that look like brush has been done over. He's looking for like evidence of animal passage to see if he can figure out where predators potentially after dark might be traversing and what the best place might be to try to rest.
So Agathia can assist you with this a little bit. You can give me a survival or a nature check.
Okay. Nature will be better. It's a 14.
14. Working together, one thing you're able to determine that all these plants and animals don't resemble anything that has been encountered in any world that any of you have knowledge from. The flowers, the trees, the insects, birds, and fish seems to be entirely unique to this place. In addition, you're not sure of their general, like, what has been here, what is not, the paths and patterns. Unfortunately, you don't have enough information to get that. But it does appear that the plants and animals are able to take magical properties related to their environment. Much like the strange monsters that attacked you in the gravity storm. And Agatha kind of looks at you, Alistair, as I go, huh. All these things need to be named. You and your friends are more or less the lead of the expedition now. So, I guess it all falls to you.
The time to do that is not when we're all still trying to get our bearings. We'll have to come up with some sort of taxonomic schema for it, to go about it properly. Right now, I'm more concerned about our inability to simply discern whether we're in the path, a typical predator's hunting path.
Indeed. So both of these activities, well, actually all three of these activities, I should say, take roughly 2 hours. The expedition for Kelly and Aelin, Perilous, and Alistair's. So you soon see, so 2 of the 5 hours have passed. There's 3 hours till nightfall. As you see Kelly and Aelin returning with the single bucket of water and several wounds on Kelly going down her torso.
Guys, I think something's wrong. I'm hearing this ringing in my head.
Ooh, did the water fight back?
I don't know. Ever since that big giant butterfly grabbed me,
Ooh,
maybe it
very
poisoned.
good water.
Yeah.
Giant butterfly did this.
Yeah, it grabbed me. I got away. And when I tried to start running, I could just hear it pounding in my head like this ringing. You know how you sometimes talk about, maybe it's the other you. Yeah, I think it was the other you who talked about the music. But there was like this ringing, you know, like a ring, 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 ring in my head.
How did you get away from the butterfly?
Oh, I just, warped out.
Oh, shit.
And Alistair flips open his notebook and sees adding notes to something. Yes, did not have a chance to had a chance to tell Nayland. Did not have a chance to tell you before you went off to look for water. Teleportation is going to have some unusual effects potentially. We don't know what they are, though we might know what one of them is now. Ringing in the ear, as he writes down in his notebook. Short range, like your typical Starlight Step, should be doable, but may have unintended consequences. Longer teleportation likely will not work at all.
Oh. Yeah, thanks for telling me, Nayland.
I did, didn't I? I mean, what, you forget? I guess that butterfly really took a bite out of you.
It's okay, Miss Nayland. I understand.
Yes.
I just need to toughen up.
Alistair takes his magnifying glass out of his little kit and goes, if you don't mind, Kelly, just for a moment. And he's going to attempt to look in your eye, like give you an eye exam.
Okay.
So he just sort of opens your eye up wide, looks in there, is just looking for whether the eye's dilated, any abnormalities.
They do seem a bit dilated.
Yeah.
And give me an Arcana check.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, good. That's a 19.
All right. Kind of like before you begin to detect that there is this kind of reverberation in her energy that seems to be from traversing too many tiny portals all at once.
Ah.
Kind of getting that in that short distance. It's as if she split herself into 15 to 16 pieces and then reassembled. That's how the spell worked. And that, while safe, just kind of screwed with her body weave a little bit. And as you're examining, you can see it all start to fade. And the chiming does stop in your ears, Kelly.
Okay.
Oh, I think the magnifying glass helped.
Perhaps, but I think that the effect simply is not permanent, which is a good thing. Yes, full explanation. So, Nayland, as I was telling you, this world is still forming. And actually, he, as opposed to just if there's any of the other mages around, he will pull them in to just make sure everyone's on the same page. You're like, so this world, as we were, at least were told by the people who sent us, is still forming. So there are tiny little holes, like in a sieve, that magical energy is moving through. Hard to see, much too small for, at least the ones I've seen so far, too small for us to actually use as portals. But Kelly, when you did your Starlight Step, you likely moved through 15, 20 of them almost instantaneously. And it's simply, let's just say that it messed with the weave of magic internal to you. Like I said, obviously not permanent, which is a good thing, but my guess is that any sort of action like that is going to make you feel a little off for a while, at minimum. Don't know what happens if you do that too often.
Okay. So just no more starlight stepping.
Well, in an emergency. But perhaps just not too liberally.
All right. Good call. Thank you, Mr. Alistair.
Certainly. So many new things. I'm writing them down as I find them, so remind me to fill everyone in when I do. It's a lot, so keeping it all straight in my head is going to be difficult.
Well, we still got a couple of hours before nightfall, so how did the work over here go?
PW has created the start of a shelter using cannonballs, which is a very innovative method. I actually appreciate it greatly.
It was just scuttle over. Yes, have you seen my balls? I was able to get them right over here.
So what happens if they throw a torch at us, sir?
I imagine they would throw a torch.
I don't
In the
believe.
flame.
Are the cannonballs themselves explosive, or are they just 20 tons of metal fired at high velocity?
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know, slap one, clang. It's solid.
I
Are
missed
they
that
still
day.
massive cannonballs or like regular sized cannonballs now?
I mean, they're 2 tons. Well, each
So
weigh
they're
a
short
ton.
like that.
Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, I think they're each about 10 feet across.
I think just asking, they're no longer enlarged, right?
Correct.
Oh no. Okay, so we need to probably set up a perimeter, get some wood for a fire tonight. Maybe look at our weapon supply, build some spears if we need to. But I think we have weapons. Maybe set up some guard areas, and we've got a lot to do in 3 hours. But nobody go too crazy with the water. We need somebody watching the water bucket tonight. Just a sip here and there to keep us from dehydrating. But there's just very little of it right now. And we can't camp there either because of the insects. So we have to find either more buckets or a different place entirely.
So, Alistair will pull out of his gear, and I must have given this to him like 40 sessions ago when I made him. As I was just sort of finding stuff he might carry with him. He has insect repellent incense in his gear. He has no idea if this would even work. But you know what? He'll hand it to Kelly since she seems to know more.
I don't
He just
think it
thought
was.
insect repellent sounded like a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think it was actually an insect because when we got close, its stomach like opened up. It looked like an animal pretending to be a giant butterfly.
Or that's what butterflies here are like. I went around with, and I'm sorry, Matt, I missed who it was that went around with me. I
Agathea.
missed the name. Sorry?
Agathea.
Agathea. Okay, that's what I thought.
So that is the large woman with the X.
Yep.
In the NPC channel.
Professor, and she is a professor. She's a dean,
Yeah.
actually. right? Dean, Agathea, and I wandered around a bit, and what we quickly discerned is that we really don't know how the biology works here. Nothing is familiar. So that might be what an insect looks like here, or what passes for something filling the same ecological role as an insect. Which again means I have no idea if this will even work. But
Well, one way to find out. Thankfully, they seem to be in their own area, probably looking for easy prey. I think they were trying to take me back to their nest.
nesting butterflies.
All right, so
In fact, you did have speak with animals, so you did kind of hear it muttering about that you would be good food for its children.
yep, it definitely mentioned that I was meant as a midnight snack for the kids.
Ooh. Butterflies that take care of their young. Oh, there's going to be... He looks at Agathea. Oh my goodness, we are going to have to create an entirely... I feel like Lamarck. We're going to have to come up with an entirely new taxonomic scheme.
Well, because you are the heads of the expedition, you see, so you get to name what you come across.
Oh, I get to name the butterfly?
Seems like your friend here wishes there to be some conventions. But
Oh, we could call it Go Butterfly, or Pretty Butterfly, or Big Pretty.
Big pretty. Well, it's your expedition. It seems to be more inviting than watch out. It might open up and devour you, but I mean, that is up to you.
Most taxonomy has a naming scheme of 2 names for every animal. In ours, it's genus and species. So we could have Big Pretty, watch out, it will eat you, would be the genus and species of the... we could do something like that, but we will definitely... Do not worry, Kelly. We will definitely... you can certainly name many animals. We will just have to be routine about it, yes.
So the DM wants to know, is the official name of this monster Big Pretty? Watch out, it will eat you.
I think it is.
At the very least, it's the common name.
Kelly will come up with the common names.
You're gonna regret having the biology professor.
Well, we can always call them BPs for short. Well, I guess technically BP Wowie, but
Or beeps.
Amazing.
Love you. That got me.
I'm imagining teaching this to a classroom one day. Watch out, it will eat you. Watch out, it will eat you.
there's a different genus, of course, than the other one, which is to watch out that she'll stab you, but they're distinct.
At one point, too, after this conversation, Alistair will probably sort of take Naylan aside and will repeat, I don't know if Dean Agathea actually speaks for their entire group, but she at least believes that we are now in charge.
Right. Well, sucks for them.
At some point, and I don't know if it should be before or after it occurs, we may want to tell them about our situation. Because they don't know what happens when we die.
Oh, I thought you were referring to Perilous Weaver as our situation, and I was pretty sure they already met him. But okay.
I mean, he's a different situation. He's believe it or not, probably the easier to explain.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I mean, we'll have a bit of time as we settle down to camp for the night.
Yeah, we may need to, or well, no, it's better to try to explain it in a way that they might be skeptical of now, or wait for it to happen so that they can't be skeptical. This place seems dangerous enough. I am certain that we will be taking turns with our others.
I think Earwick knows the story from Kelly, but other than that, I don't think the others do.
That's right, Kelly,
Yeah, I just went.
gave the entire life story. Okay.
Started in a morgue. Do we think, I mean, you seem to know academic types. Are they gonna, like, I don't know, study us or something?
I do not believe so. I mean, it certainly is the case that they come from someplace different. Just the fact that the headmaster didn't seem to understand what physics was, means that they are obviously from a very different place than I'm from. But at the same time, they were here most explicitly, like we were, to explore this planet. My guess is that that's still their main priority, though they speaks to them that they are worried about their missing individuals. They are not simply ignoring those.
Yeah, that's fair. And I guess those small directions is a better place to start than anything else.
As much as my curiosity can get the better of me, I also do believe that we should be practical about this. We know nothing about this place. It was on a whim that I cast the spell looking for a portal that gave me insight to the problems with teleportation magic. We don't know what other issue with magic we might have. And
Well,
there is a lot of magic amongst both of our groups.
were you going to say something, Perilous Weaver?
Scuttling over. My bet is on at least 10 gold for one of those wizards there to find the next entertaining magical interaction. If we're lucky, maybe they'll explode. But, we should be careful. If we're going to kill them, tonight's the night. They're out of spells, you see. But, we could always just see how they're doing.
I think that is the more prudent approach, Perilous Weaver. We don't want to be irresponsible and, taking the sanctity of life lightly. And she makes meaningful eye contact with you, PW, that tells you that as soon as Alistair walks away, she'll bet with you.
There might be a saving throw if we make eye contact for too long. So we'll take that action.
Anyways, Kelly is correct. We only have so much time. I should figure out what use I can be in gathering things.
Well, has anybody even checked the beach? The water's right there. There might be a bounty right within our reach. Or, underwater butterflies, who can say?
Yes. What would you like to do?
All right. So our goals right now, we need to... I just realized we're not protected from the weather elements. That could be an issue.
Gotta take shelter inside of the wreck of the ship, but I don't know how much shelter it actually offers.
Okay. So it's like
Yeah.
roofing on it.
Also,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, the shelter that was made, is it made out of the wreckage, or did we take parts of the wreckage and construct something on the beach?
was intending to utilize the existing structure because it would probably take too long to deconstruct and then reconstruct.
So if we have the wreckage and then the cannonballs as like extra walls, we potentially just, the main thing might be some kind of overhead shelter.
Mm-hmm.
Could attempt to repurpose the sails. I mean, they do have some holes.
Yeah, canvas. At least protects from rain.
That's a great idea. I like it.
We still need some wood for a fire. And a canvas would also allow us to smoke out the smoke. And other than that, how is our food situation? That's kind of what I thought. Okay.
I mean, we can. Presumably, we had food on the ship. So, I mean, if you want, Alistair can go investigate and try to find food. What's left of potential provisions like that on the ship.
Cool.
Yeah. So within the ship, I had rolled for this before.
Okay.
There's roughly 30 days worth for one person of food and water.
How many people do we have?
Overall, you've got your crew and yourselves plus about 35 from the College of Ether.
So we're looking at basically half a ration for the day to get us through.
Yeah.
And then we're
Because
gonna
there's eight of us if we include our sidekicks.
The other possibility is we can start looking for fruits, but we really don't have a chance to test the fruit. And now that I'm thinking about it, what Alistair said, with us not knowing anything here, we could be picking up poisonous foods.
Yep.
Well, I'd volunteer to try them first. I guess I could always cut back on my experimental eating.
Would you be able to test the food, Alistair, like using some type of science?
Yeah, I'm going to point out that what Alistair did to test the water was he drank a little. So here's the thing. If you ask him, Alistair will proceed to do that. He'll take little nibbles of things. He will do that because he is that kind of guy.
All right.
And it might be the best bet. I'm not sure he would say this.
Okay.
I don't think he'd say it, but
All right.
what he's thinking to himself is that is not really permanent to us.
I mean, I could have Rosie try it. She'll eat anything, and if it turns her into goop, she'll just goop back up in the morning.
Well, I mean, we should be okay for the night, even with half a ration. But tomorrow we'd have to just make food. Our food and water needs to be our number one priority tomorrow anyway. And then we can start.
Alistair will volunteer since he's not going to be super helpful with building and constructing things. That if there's stuff within sight of the camp on the edges, plants, things that look like felled fruit, that he will go and gather a few things, and we can run some experiments and see what might be edible. So we can get ahead of that need. Cool.
I think Kelly will spend the time looking for firewood and some. I think I've got some stuff to start a fire, like magic. But then again, hey, I got a sacred flame. That would work, right? No, that's radiant. What do I have in my inventory?
The spell uses 3 kinds of heat.
I have a tinderbox. Okay, that's what I was checking for. All right, so yeah, I'll spend some time looking for firewood, dry firewood, and then possibly helping with the canvas for the roof.
All right. And you're trying to use the sails for the canvas? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send Tamagotchi with Alistair to help sniff for things.
He promises he will not make Tamagotchi try anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that to your friend.
Yeah, I think during this time, it's easy enough to find firewood, given the amount of time you're spending on it. 3 hours, and to get these sails put up. And some of the mages do begin to come up to all of you, and they go, "This is good." One in particular goes, "This is good. I mean, it keeps us from sight. That's good, I guess." We also, a few of us can put magical barriers around us. We call them tiny huts.
Oh,
But there's 2 of us who understand how it works. Can put some of us under it, but it's up to you who gets in it.
Well, how many do fit?
Usually about 7. Well, 6 plus the person casting. If they're not in it, it doesn't work.
how many people can cast?
2.
2. Okay. Maybe if we take our most injured and put them in there, that would at least take care of up to
Okay.
14 people.
They agree, and they start doing that. All right, they say that you and you and you and you, and begin getting these into form and start to put these opaque barriers of black and white up.
And I know Miss Nayland and I don't require a lot of sleep, and I know PW doesn't probably require a lot of sleep.
Don't even require food or water. Or air, for that matter.
We could build a trench around this place. Now that I think about it, that might help.
You have about 1 hour left.
How far is the water from where the ship landed?
Like you're close to this beach, so
PW will just investigate the beach area since he can just walk into it essentially.
I'll just walk in general. What are you looking for?
Looking for sea life that looks like I might want to watch an archmage eat it, and or anything that looks like resources.
Sure, give me a survival check.
Yeah. Yes, my bonus for this is a 1. 1 plus. Yeah, 19 for a dirty 20.
Nice. Elwyn comes with you to help you look for these things.
Oh, are you able to hold your breath?
Mm.
I can't hold it for you.
Oh, well, they press this little piece of magic tech on themselves that then covers their mouth in this grid. Now I can.
Can I hear them? Or
Yeah. It kind of glows slightly, and the computer like digitizes their voice.
sorry, what was that? I could hear you.
They fit away a few things, and it like echoes really loudly. Now I can. Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's still not coming through. Anyway, into the water. I guess we'll just use our hands.
You were able to find some fish that kind of change and shift. This inland, you don't find any of the predators, thankfully. But looking around, Elwyn begins to kind of say, I do think we can repair your ship. Sorry. No, I do think we can repair your ship if we have enough time. And we get some tools and materials here. I was investigating it, and I mean, we just need some natural resources.
What?
Peter was underwater, so it sounds
Yeah, they're communicating underwater right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Still can't hear what you're saying. Hold on, I'll fix it. One moment.
PW makes like a finger gun and boop, hits psychic connection, so now we can talk through our minds and stuff.
Oh yeah, very nice.
You can hear in his head, ding dong, ding. This is VW. What were you saying?
Oh, the repeats and talks of what he thinks. As you look into some of the wreckage here, from the college, things that are found in the water, you are able to find 4 potions of healing.
Mm.
Tuck those
And they
away.
kind of go look. Oh, look at! I mean, it's not a powerful item, but this is a stone of good luck, and hands it over to you.
Well, that's a
Oh.
really good item.
I don't know how that came to us. Also, when you say fix the whole ship, you do mean the whole ship, right? You know, like the
Oh, yes.
front of it, the back of the sides, the gravity, but the cannon, you know.
All right, cannon has to come first, right? That's the best part.
We'll go right there immediately.
I guess. I mean, what do you think, cannon or the helm?
I mean, I think there's only one way to get out of here, and it's probably at the end of that cannon.
I like how you think.
You do, so I appreciate it.
And there's more as they find. So you're able to find a few resources, but that's about it. And more cannon talk. No, it's also fantastic.
Just briefly, it was twice as large.
Its eyes get real big.
Balls.
Like,
20
just
tons.
once, I want to see that thing fire, and hopefully something like large and scary.
It was glorious. It's only had taste of clown blood thus far. Soon.
Naylin would like to make a plan for tomorrow, and she's hoping to talk to somebody from the school who could kind of go over with her where they thought they saw some of their people land as we were all fallen. Because I know there were 2 locations that you mentioned.
Yes. Perfect. Yeah, so this would be the person already met Eopic,
Great.
the turtle. All right. Looking for more survivors. Let's see here. Starts getting into the augury ritual and starts to pace with you. Go ahead and give me insight or a wisdom insight or an intelligence perception.
Let's do intelligence perception. Okay. 21.
Okay. Starts to chart out and right in the sand. All right. Well, the rest of the survivors, I think, are located somewhere within a dozen miles or so of our current position. And I think, given how fast we fell, there might be 3 or 4 dozen more. And looks. I think the nearest one, and it kind of goes, I think it's going to be over to the north there. Maybe 5 hours away.
All right, so at first light, I think we should head out. Try and cover as much ground as we can, and we'll start there.
During this, you realized someone comes up to her. She goes, "Son of a bitch." Apparently, the Vice Chancellor has taken it upon themselves to go searching by themselves.
Yep, that is a son of a bitch right there.
But I think he's plumb out of luck. I ain't going out there at night. Not till we know what we're dealing with. Man. She looks at you. I don't know. But she doesn't
Nayland-
quite content if you would go, nope.
Nayland looks over her shoulder like Yapik would be talking to someone who's not Nayland. And she's like, oh, I see what you're insinuating. I mean, we've done crazier. I'll go talk to the crew. Hey, does this kind of stuff happen to you often? What is it that your school's doing? It's out researching?
Oh, yeah. Mostly, we just floated in the sky and did our stuff. You have to understand where we're from. Most of this, where you would learn magic, is, I guess you could say, state-sponsored. And that means from the government in which you happen to reside. Which means, well, if you're from a place that is violent, then you're all about killing. Sometimes a lot of people at once. Magical plagues. One developed a spell that could sink a continent. They were then ganged up on and, well, murdered everybody from that country. Anyway, the College of Ether was made by a few who grew high enough to make it, to make the runes that floated above and ultimately out of that world. Most of us are from there. We picked up stragglers along the way, but at the end it was just about magic without some council or ruling or political, without purpose other than just to know and do and create. A lot of people think that's useless, and that's fine for them, but then we heard about something new, something like this that ain't never been done before, that never been seen in the worlds ever. We can't know when a new world was created, or born, or whatever this place is. Well, I think like you were told, we voted and came on here to ply our trade, do what we do. Study it without intent other than to learn, know, and just make new things.
I didn't
that
realize.
sounds stupid to you.
Oh,
Go
not
ahead.
at all. I didn't realize that you guys were leaving a bad situation and trying to make... I'm sorry you've lost people. People are precious. I'm going to talk to my friends and we'll see if we can get a party out there to look for the rest of yours. Before we go, is there something we can do to honor your fallen people?
It's fine. Let's take absolute stock before we worry about that, I think. But if you want, it's going to be dangerous out there. But if you think that's best.
I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know what's best, but it's something that we can do. So I'll see if we'll try.
All right.
Nayland will try to gather her little family.
Let's see. Did everyone have a chance to do something?
PW emerges from the sea.
Yeah. Visual stuff. Is everyone good to be gathered?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
All right, so apparently some of the folks from the school, I think one actually, took it upon himself to start a search party now. Are we interested in trying to find them out here in the dark?
mean, obviously we should try, but why would they leave in the dark?
Or was it dark when they left?
Oh,
So it's about to be dark right now. Certainly they're going to be stuck out there in the dark.
why do you think they left?
Impatience, maybe.
Maybe something else. You know, like a family member, or I just mean that if I, for example, had a family member who hypothetically was somewhere and needed help, then hypothetically I would probably drop everything and try to help them.
Which one of the wizards was it that left? Some with very useful magic, clearly.
It was the chairman,
Vice Chancellor.
the vice chancellor.
Which one is that?
There's only 35 of you, and I've already lost track.
The Moria?
Tellery.
Teller. Okay.
So we don't have a photo for them.
Correct.
Okay.
Peter was mostly asking to see if we know what their school of magic is, or what was their specialty.
Sure. Specifically, you didn't ask around. He's respected for his studies in the field of what they call power word spells.
Cool.
Oh, clearly. Forgot to brush it up on power word weight.
Okay. Well, yeah, I would guess we need to. I mean, I just realized, of course, I am really bad. So I need to see, what do I have here? Oh, I've got some spell slots I can cast on myself.
If one of them can describe this person in decent detail to Alistair, Alistair can cast sending to make contact with them. Might make it easier to find them if they can describe where they are.
Sorry, that is possible. I can give that to you.
Well, then we could just zip right out there on your dragonfly, wasn't it?
That dragonfly only can really seat one person, PW.
That is tricky.
Is there, if we're asking around to get an idea of the vice chancellor, is there something that they usually have on them, like a piece of clothing or possession that would be
I'll give you their
general?
robes specifically.
Is it something that I could use locate object on? So like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, also, we found these waterlogged potions. If anybody needs one. And this rock.
Yeah, we should take those with us.
Seems reasonable. Only slightly briny.
Wait, what's the rock?
Looks cool, though, doesn't it? What do you see when you look at it?
I see a double-decker club sandwich.
Peter was compelled back. Don't eat my rock.
Do you eat rocks where you're from, Miss Thalen?
No, I do not. Well, unless it's rock candy. I do like rock candy.
Peter is clutching the rock, hiding in front of you. Well, do we know which way they went? Or should we just start shooting in a random direction?
Well, do we want to try ascending?
Yeah.
You have 25 words. What should I ask?
Should you just tell them to come back 25 times?
Well, come back is 2 words, so I could only say it 12 times. You know.
Fair.
Well, unless you phrase it like it's somebody's comeback, then we might be able to stretch the rules of the spell.
Right.
I believe then the spell would use a reaction.
Pinches the bridge of his nose under his glasses. I mean, should we just ask him what direction he left the camp and what his current surroundings look like?
Or if he's currently been eaten.
Presumably, he would let us know that of his own accord.
Yeah, we could ask him that. At least give us some help helping to find him. I don't think he would object to that.
And then do you still think you can use your locate object as well, Nayland? That way we can use both.
Yeah, definitely. But maybe once we get started, its reach is not very terribly far. It's like half a mile, right? Like what's a mile is like 2,000 feet? Am I crazy?
5,280.
Oh, okay, I'm crazy.
Yeah, I was like,
A fifth of a mile.
we sure it starts with a 5.
Okay. Okay. Alistair will cast Sending.
Okay, what do you say in your 25 words?
Right. So I'm trying to count them here. It's going to be... Well, first of all, it's going to... What happens is the voices in Alistair's head clear a little bit to like almost open a channel. And when this person receives the sending, he can understand it, but there is definitely low-level chatter in the background, like a radio signal or something. And it goes... This is Alistair. With your college. Which direction did you leave?
Shouldn't I kill them all?
So then ask him if he's dead yet.
We're coming to find you.
Be afraid as I listen.
Describe your surroundings.
You get 5 left.
You have 5 left.
Warn him about the butterflies.
Don't trust the butterflies.
So ominous.
Shouldn't say big pretties. That's the...
He does not yet know that we have named them that.
Right. I went to the north and started heading east. Or passes through east here. They've gone mad. They were in the crash tower. And now they just don't stop singing. I hid so I wouldn't sing. That's the spell.
Okay.
Oh, we have
The
enough
thing about
problems.
sending is the sending is just a one back and forth. That's all it is. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd
So
have to-
Alistair will. If any of you are watching him, his eyes got wide, got confused, got wide again. Turns to all of you and goes, north and east. That was the direction he went. And then some ominous things about everybody going mad, crash tower, and singing.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Some of us still are. Also,
I mean,
north and
sometimes
east
my
based
voice
on
is
what?
sing, so I'm not, I can't, I can't judge. But yes, I guess that's something we should be aware of moving forward.
So they are. So you mentioned the singing, right?
Yes.
So they're singing, and they're in the night. So we're in the night in the woods. We're heading toward people singing, who have gone mad.
Sounds like a fabulous plan.
I don't think there's a merit badge for this.
Well, it's a newly discovered land. Perhaps it's a newly discovered merit badge. The singing wizard of the night badge.
Kelly,
Yes, Miss Nayland.
when you had that ringing in your ears from the Starlight Step, you described it almost like Adric's music. Was there a tune to your ringing?
No, it was more like. Have you ever seen a bell? Well, if you took a bell and you put it up next to your ear and just started shaking it violently, it's sort of like that.
Right.
I think, but I'll check with the game master to be sure if that's an accurate description.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't make out much of a tune. But then again, maybe they're not singing in tune.
Hmm. Well, I feel like there's potentially more than just a rescue mission behind this. If there is something, I don't know who the they is he was referring to. He did not specify. But if he was referring to the other members of their college, then it is yet another danger we should probably be more aware of.
He said the people from the tower, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the message.
Okay, he did say the crash tower. Okay.
Matt, did I when we heard that they originally left, was it that they went on their own, or did multiple people go? Are we surprised to know that they're not alone?
We knew they were looking for people.
They were looking for people.
Okay, so
Yeah, it was one guy who went off trying to find the other people.
Looking for people. Found someone you have.
I thought he led a search party. Was it just one person?
Oh, he just went because
He
Oh, he
went.
just left. Oh, okay.
That was the big reason they were worried about him, because he didn't.
Gotcha.
He just took off on his own.
Yeah. Well, we all might die out here, but it's okay. I think as long as we can. Oh, I do have one spell left if you want me to use it. It's helped us be a little silent, to be a little quiet, so
What
that
do we
you
think, Will?
don't notice us.
Do you think we should head out tonight and walk all night?
Well, I can wait to cast it.
I don't know if the individual that we were originally looking for will last the night on his own.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
So it sounds like if we do nothing, We lose one mouse to feed and water. But if we do rescue them, we gain maybe 4 or 5 more in the interest of
This could be an important thing. Like, this person might have a part of the puzzle. We can't risk losing anybody out here. There are only a few of us, and we're not exactly replenishing a supply.
I mean, if I find any metal deposits, I can start, but...
We literally saved Mount Celestia from an army of fiends. I mean, it's just a little nighttime. How bad could it be?
It sounds pretty bad. Like, I'm like legitimately like woods, laughter. I mean, first there was the clowns, and now this.
It won't be totally dark. I have at least one good light spell left. It's like what level 1 inside he's mean sickening radiance.
Well, let's at least all hold hands.
You a hand.
Rosie comes to your other hand and envelops it in goopy slug stuff.
Kelly doesn't mind. Just likes having comfort.
One of Nalen's hands is gripped by Alistair's mage hand, which is just a tentacle.
Nayland doesn't mind. She's used to Rosie.
And Tamagotchi. He just grips somebody's hand in his mouth.
We're a bunch
Otherwise,
of freaks.
it's
And
an
to-
upright polar bear.
And to think they want to put us in charge.
The most convincing part of it is that they're the smartest
Yeah.
people around.
Part of that is that you realize like they were just going to kind of like observe and look at things, and they're like, we have to survive. No. Doing.
Oh no, field work.
Yes. So the plan is then to begin to set out in search of this person.
I think so. We'll regret it in 2 weeks, but that's the plan.
Or sooner.
That is true.
Yeah.
Is anybody else exhausted?
I'm in tip-top shape.
Oh, because Nalen does have. I mean, there's a real question of whether we try to get rest and make this our job tomorrow, just because.
Well, what's his name again? Norman? Norman can help one person with exhaustion. Is there anybody else who's exhausted? Otherwise, Norman will cast it on Nayland.
He should cast it on Nalen.
All right.
It's a Power Word Red Bull. That's the...
It's a greater restoration.
Should we leave
It
the
is now
side?
Powerwood Red Bull.
Beautiful.
Should we leave the sidekicks with everyone at camp to kind of help them?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Stefan was going to work on dinner anyway.
Okay. In that case, you all begin to head out. And with that, we will end for tonight.
Us all holding hands.
Yeah, holding hands. Okay.
Disgusting hands.
Yeah, if you hold a PW's hand, it will come off in your hand.